I wouldn't exactly call it a crowd. Even calling it a small gathering might be inappropriate. Perhaps a more suitable description would be a family reunion.
At Angel Reese's homecoming game, just 6,300 fans showed up in a stadium that holds 13,000. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark played in front of a full crowd of 15,000 fans, some paying as much as $670 just to get in. How can two top rookies get such different reactions? Today, we're digging into the facts to understand why. Both players faced the same opponent in their preseason debuts, but the turnout and excitement were worlds apart. We'll look at stadium sizes, ticket prices, and fan interest to see what these early signs might mean for the future of the WNBA.
This was last night's attendance. 6,373 fans showed up to watch Angel Reese. 6,373 fans showed up last night. Interesting. So everybody is watching for Angel 2. This arena has a capacity of 13,215 fans.
It was a tough reality for Angel Reese. She came back to the very court where she once won a national title and was treated like a star. But this time, things had changed. Instead of a packed house, the arena was filled with empty seats. The energy just wasn't the same, and the quiet crowd said it all.
In case you're wondering, in order to get that place half full, you need 6,607 fans to show up. They did not even halfway fill that place up last night.
Just 6,373 fans showed up in an arena built for over 13,000. Not even half full. Tickets were going for as little as $15, which is less than the cost of most dinners. And it wasn't just the upper levels that were empty. Even down close to the court, whole sections had only a few fans here and there, sitting quietly in big, empty rows.
Watch for yourself as family and friends of Angel Reese welcome the Bayou Barbie back to the Bayou. Pay very, very close attention to the so-called crowd. Roll the clip. This was her homecoming. This was supposed to be a night of celebration.
It was hard to miss what the crowd really looked like. Wide shots showed entire sections totally empty, with just a few fans scattered around, sitting by themselves. From some camera angles, it looked more like a quiet practice than a homecoming game. Even the camera crew had a tough time finding shots that didn't show how empty the place was. The same arena that once roared with energy during Angels college games now felt quiet, with only the sound of sneakers echoing through the silence.
Nobody showed up to this sucker. Nobody. Let me just blow this. Look at that. I noticed it right off the bat. Look, number one, look at all the purple seats down here in this lower bowl section. And then the entire top bowl, forget about it. Forget about it. There wasn't anybody there. It wasn't even half full.
Back when Angel was leading her team to a championship, this same arena was packed. Fans were shoulder to shoulder, and the energy was off the charts. The kind of excitement you only see in big college games. But now, the difference couldn't be more obvious. Where did all those fans go? Were they only cheering because she was winning for their school? The empty seats now quietly reflected just how much her star power has changed.
Thousands of empty seats. In an arena that seats over 13,000, just over 6,000 people welcomed Angel Reese home. Now, I'm no expert in math, but that appears to be less than 50% capacity.
What made it even more surprising was the buzz online leading up to the game. Angel had excitedly posted about coming back to Louisiana, encouraging fans to show up and support her. There was a lot of hype on social media. When game day came, the arena was still half empty. The difference between her huge online following and the number of people in the stands was impossible to ignore. Millions of followers didn't turn into thousands of fans in seats.
A lot of Angel Reese fans are not basketball fans, and they are proving it. They proved it last night without a shadow of a doubt. That was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen.
It was a sharp contrast to what Angel has said in the past. She once claimed that fans don't just watch the WNBA for one player, They watch because of her, too. But those empty seats seem to tell a different story.
If I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize that. Like, it's not just because of one person. A lot of us have done so much for this game.
Having a big personality and lots of followers online doesn't always lead to sold-out games. At the end of the day, fans show their support by buying tickets, and this time, they weren't showing up for Angel Reese.
So the narrative about people are watching for Me Too, people are showing up for Me Too, that narrative that's bullshit. Don't let anybody try to blow smoke up your ass.
While Angel played in front of mostly empty seats in Louisiana, things looked totally different in Iowa. It's almost hard to believe the contrast. Both games featured rookies from the same draft class, but the energy in Iowa made one thing clear right now: that's where the real star power in women's basketball is.
If LeBron James played a preseason game in Akron, Ohio, the arena would be packed, standing room only. I remember in the late 90s, Michael Jordan and the Bulls, they did a preseason tour over in France. Every game was sold out. Hell, during his final season in the NBA, they had to move a regular season game against the Hawks into the Georgia Dome. 18,000 seats wasn't enough. They needed 60, 70,000 to meet the demand.
What happens when a real star comes home, while another arena is filled with empty seats? Caitlin Clark's preseason game was buzzing with energy, and tickets were going for as much as $670. Let that sink in. People paid more to see an exhibition game than many fans do for playoff tickets in other sports. This isn't just a game. It's a full-blown phenomenon.
To meet the demand. If they had 100,000 tickets, they could have sold them. Not Angel Reese, though. No, 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 no! At one point during the game, the crowd started chanting her name. Pistol Pete! Pistol Pete! But my name is Angel!
It doesn't matter what your name is!
The atmosphere at Carver Hawkeye Arena was off the charts. 15,000 fans filled every seat, creating an ocean of excitement with no empty spots in sight. Outside, the buzz started hours before the game, with people tailgating, grilling, laughing, and even playing cornhole in the parking lot. The energy in the air was electric as fans scrambled to grab last-minute tickets, willing to pay whatever it took. This was the real deal.
This is the line. This is Scott Agnes. He put pictures up. This is the line from outside the arena to get in for this game. People were, and Caitlin Clark pointed this out in an interview with Holly Rowe, people were tailgating out there like it was the NFL to get in to this arena.
The difference between these two homecomings says it all about who's really connecting with basketball fans. One player couldn't fill half the arena, even with $15 tickets, while the other had fans eagerly paying hundreds just to get inside. The market has spoken, loud and clear. Outside the arena, Caitlin Clark's name was everywhere, and the scene felt more like a big concert. Fans lined up for hours, chatting excitedly about their favorite Clark moments and what they thought the season would bring. Inside, the buzz was constant, filling every inch of the space. When Clark was introduced, the crowd went wild, and the roar was so loud you could feel it in your chest. As soon as she touched the ball, one reporter called the noise unbelievable.
How about Caitlin Clark coming on the court? Unbelievable response from those fans.
Clark's supporters traveled from states away just to see her return. Families drove for hours, with daughters holding handmade signs that read, "Be like Caitlin and Iowa's greatest." These weren't just casual fans. They were deeply invested, treating this preseason game like it was the championship. When Clark finally stepped onto the court, something magical happened. The entire crowd stood up, phones in hand, recording the historic moment. The bond between Clark and her fans went beyond basketball. It was personal. You could see it in the tears of little girls and the proud smiles of parents who wanted their children to experience greatness firsthand.
Sold out arena, 14,998 people. That's all it could hold. They all showed up in Caitlin Clark's college arena. Absolutely full capacity, folks. Full capacity on this thing.